Hey everybody, it's Trevor Rice. Welcome to another vlog post here. It is early in the morning for my standards, around 7 a.m. Getting ready for Monday mornings with the mayor. Show that we do 7:30 until 8 on 103.5 The Light. And so I'll give you kind of a sneak peek on what that is with our mayor here in Madisonville, Kevin Cotton, Brad Long, who is a part of the city as well, co-host the show with him. So let's get this day started. All right, so let's go ahead and take you through the setup right here. I use my football setup basically, which is a laptop, a board here for like when I'm out calling a sporting event. And so that's how we do this show. It's basically through a live stream so we can do the show up here in the front studio in front of people who are driving by. Most people at this hour might drink coffee, but I bypass that because I'm lazy. And I just get these pouches of hot chocolate. So that's what I do in the morning. Okay, so it turns out the mayor did not show up today. So we have a different guest. Let's go in and introduce everybody. All right, so it looks like Madisonville Mayor's Kevin Cotton has abandoned us today. So let's go ahead and introduce one of the regular co-hosts, Brad Long. Brad, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
And just tell everybody, I guess, a little bit what you do.
So I am the Deputy City Administrator for the City of Madisonville. So my job is to manage all the employees in the city, and as well as take on some community development, some marketing, things like that.
And here we have Jennifer Dave. Jennifer, good morning.
Hello, I am a Public Relations Director at the City of Madisonville. I take care of media releases, social media, and other marketing projects.
And then let's circle over here. Our guest, I guess you will play the role of Kevin Cotton this morning.
All right.
And so let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Caleb Nelson. I'm the park superintendent here in Madisonville. Take care of the parks that we have, as well as 2 cemeteries, everything parks and recreation.
All right. All positions sound pretty important for making sure that Madisonville can get going on a daily basis. So let's go ahead and we will get ready to get this show rolling in just a few minutes. All right, so I have our stream pulled up, and now I'm just getting the board set up so that I can put the stream on the air live so we can do Monday morning with the mayor here in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, good morning, Madisonville. This is not Madisonville Mayor Kevin Cotton. As usual, this is Deputy City Administrator Brad Long. Excited to be with you today on July the 31st. Here coming to you live from 103.5 The Light. If you are joining us on Facebook, excited to have you today. Make sure you leave your comments or questions in that comment box. We will get to those just as soon as we can. If you have questions for us today, make sure you give us a call here at the radio station. That number to call into the show is 270-392-4342. Excited. I have a special guest with me here today. Going to talk to Caleb Nelson with our Parks and Rec department. But before we do that, just wanted to kind of catch up on a few things from this weekend. As I said, the mayor is not with us today. This is 2 weeks in a row now that we are without our big toe, so not sure how we are going to survive that. But he is doing some very important business just to catch some of the community members that are listening up on what Mayor Cotton is out doing today. He is actually on the road to Frankfort with some of our local community partners, Bill Rudd with the Hopkins County Economic Development Corporation, as well as Ruth Ann Paget. Van Cleve, they're on their way with Jack Whitfield, Judge Executive, all headed up to Frankfort to meet with the State Economic Development Group. And what this looks like is they will have about an hour in front of this group today. They have a handful of project managers that go throughout the state that help with site placement for different projects that happen throughout the state. And so our team, the mayor, as well as our local EDC and Judge Jack Whitfield, they're going up to Frankfort to advocate for Madisonville and for Hopkins County, and will hopefully get some new projects going here in Madisonville, some new industry. And why is that important to the citizens of Madisonville? Well, you look around town and you think about the amount of industry that we have here in Madisonville. we have some excellent opportunities. You have Clark Webstrant store. Last year alone, almost 2 million orders shipped out. So one of the nation's largest, if not the largest, distribution site in the country. So that's a big deal. You have IMS, which is another big industry that we have here, produced 8.4 million appliance parts last year alone. If you have a refrigerator in your house and that refrigerator has shelves, more than likely the brackets that hold that shelf up came from IMS here in Madisonville. Very global, another industry. Produced 278,000 thermoform cups last year, 278 million, and 405 million Versalite cups. If you go to a Wendy's anywhere in the world, you could be in China and go to Wendy's and you have a Frosty. That cup came from Madisonville, Kentucky. And then obviously Ostrom, a major industry here in town, they produce over 37 million pounds of paper for fuel, oil, air, and industrial types of filters. So my point in saying all of that is knowing that we are advocating for these industries to come to Madisonville because they are global, they are worldwide. We have no doubt that Mayor Cotton, Judge Whitfield, Bill Rudd, Ruth Ann, all of those folks with EDC will do a fantastic job advocating for us at the state level today. So.
A high school teacher for a long time, and really enjoyed that. Enjoyed working with the community and young people any way I could. And really, I won't spend too much time there, but fast forward, and I found myself in this role, which I love, an opportunity to help out in the community, to be a good steward of what we have to offer here in terms of the environment and things like that. So one thing that I noticed coming in was that I was stepping into a team that was just a phenomenal team. We got folks that have been there for a really long time. Our assistant superintendent, Matt Seals, does a great job with the pool and with the pro shop, and really just helping run things from a day-to-day standpoint, as well as our ground supervisor, Steve Kane. They just do a tremendous job with our guys and fostering that environment that it takes really to take care of so much that we have going on a day in and day out basis.
So you talk about so much. So let's talk a little bit about what let's start with the city park.
Sure.
And amenities with the city park. Growing up in Madisonville, city park's a staple, right? You and I are both from here. We've grown up here. Let's talk about maybe what all we have to offer at the city park, because there are folks that have lived here their entire life that may not fully comprehend just how much we have to offer at Madisonville City Park.
Yeah. So we have 277 acres at the city park, and within it we have a 9-hole golf course. We have disc golf, we have pickleball, we have tennis, we have public pool, we have kayak launch at both lakes, north and south. And we also have kayak rentals there at the City Park Pro Shop that you can rent those out anytime during operating hours of the Pro Shop. We also have a baseball stadium where the Miners play and the Maroons play their games. And we also have a playground, of course, there at the park, and several public restrooms. We have 6 just there at the city park. So
just a little bit. You touched on the pickleball courts, both at City Park and out at Cherry Park, and as well as the kayaks. One thing we hadn't talked about yet is the upgrades to I think the power structure and maybe some internet upgrades. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on there?
Absolutely. So we're excited about the internet upgrades that's allowing more accessible internet and higher speeds up at the clubhouse, also in our pro shop to help with everything there in terms of pricing and things like that. But also the power in terms of the possibilities, first for accessibility. We want accessibility for the internet. Those things are becoming more, more needs.
Less of a added amenity and more of a required necessity.
Right. As you recreate, you want access, or several folks want access to internet and power and places to charge things and different things like that. So we have just recently added a power pedestal over near the point which is I like to refer to it as, but it's one of the prettiest parts of the park, but it's right across from the clubhouse, and it has It's right there near the Serenity Path, which has a lot of walking traffic and things like that, and two of our biggest pavilions, picnic pavilions, which we have 10 throughout the park as well. But it also is going to double to allow for more features to be added for Deck the Park, which we're super excited about, to have just a little tight knit, intimate area for Deck the Park.
So you mentioned the Serenity Pass. So a lot of people hear that and they may be like, "Where in the world? I don't even know what that is." So explain a little bit more. You said across from the clubhouse.
Yeah. So if you're in the clubhouse parking lot, if you just walk towards the water of the South Lake, it's right there. It has a nice little circle area where you can sit. You can
kind of behind number 9 green.
Yes. You can take in the water view, and the path walks along the edge of the water and turns around and comes back. There's kind of 2 circle areas right there near the clubhouse.
You had an opportunity to work very closely with Lucy for Fourth Fest, and now, believe it or not, we're already prepping for, we have Harvest Fest coming up at Mar Park in September, which is now just about 6 weeks away, which is insane to me. But as soon as Harvest Fest is over, boom, we're straight into Deck the Park. What do we have to look forward to with Deck the Park out at City Park this year?
Yeah, so we'll start hanging lights in October. We're planning right now for how that's all going to look. But we're excited about what Deck the Park is going to be this year. I won't spoil too much of the fun, but there will be new things added this year. We'll still have the drive-through portion and the walking portion. So please look forward to that. I know it's, here we are in July talking about Christmas, but
we're less than 6 months away from Christmas. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey, well, and I'm fine with that. I'm a December baby, so I can talk about Christmas all year long if we need to. But no, we're super excited about Deck the Park and what's going to be added this year to make it even more special than it was last year. Also, with events throughout the city, one thing that we see a lot of within the Parks Department is events being put on by individuals throughout the city that have a major impact on our community, and just building that unity in the community and just togetherness.
Unity in the community. I like that. I don't know that you plan to say it that way, but I like the way it rolled off your tongue.
Well, it's just a special thing to see, things like Extravaganza, which happens at the city park, and the Dust Bowl, which happens at Festus, and all kinds of things that are happening at
car
shows most weekends in the summer. Those things are really cool to see, and it's a cool thing to be a part of, because to me that's part of community, and part of that, seeing people do things and do it successfully and stepping out and taking lead roles on things inspires others to go and do things of that nature as well.
Trail.
Yes.
Rob talked a little bit about it last week. Any updates on paving the walking trail, and how excited are you to be able to offer that?
Yeah, we are super excited. There's so many folks that utilize the walking trail already, and really it's little hidden gems on the back side of the park that a lot of folks don't know about, because currently it's gravel, so it's not super accessible to strollers and things like that. But we really want to make the park and the trail more accessible throughout the entire thing. So the trail actually goes behind the North Lake and through the pine forest, we like to call it, but big pine trees back there. But we are getting ready. We have been approved to start the process, as Rob touched on last week, to pave the trail. So the internet, we're going to tie into that as well. We're going to have little nooks of hot spots throughout the trail where you can sit, read a book, post it if you'd like, that sort of thing. But we're really super excited. It's something that's been talked about for a lot of years, and it's exciting to see the front end of that. We're looking at different ways to make sure that it's done, but it's done correctly, so that it's a sustainable feature that we can offer for years to come.
Busy week coming up. Thank you to First United Bank. They're putting on a Global Leadership Summit coming up this week. If you've seen that being posted, hopefully you'll take part in that. I know we're sending a group from the city, so we're excited about that. Excited to give you an update next week from the mayor's time and economic development court's time in Frankfort today. Hopefully we'll be able to give you some positive feedback. I'm just throwing out a little teaser here, and Jennifer, who's behind the Facebook camera, may slap me on the wrist after I do this, but I do believe that over the next couple weeks we're going to have some massive announcements. So I'm just putting that little teaser out there because there are some good things that are brewing, and no pun intended. And we are going to have some massive announcements over the next couple of weeks. So I hope that you continue to follow us here on Monday mornings with the mayor, because those announcements, you'll hear them first here. And we're excited to be able to bring those to you. Excited to be able to watch Madisonville grow and reach those infinite possibilities that you continue to hear us talk about. We are out of time today. I'm so thankful that you joined us. If you have comments, questions, again, put them in the Facebook Live. As you go back and watch, we'll try to address those just as soon as we can. This has been Monday Morning with Parks and Rec Superintendent Caleb Nelson.
So that was Monday Morning with the mayor, a little sneak peek on what we do just every Monday morning, for those of you who were curious. Now I sit here and get ready to tackle the rest of the day. I've got my hot chocolate in hand. Let's do this. Take care, everybody. Thanks for checking the video out, and be good to one another. See you next time.